Brago,
Sai.
I heard you caught up to JJK, or at least almost.
Pretty close.
Dude.
Pretty close. I'm at chapter 221. I plan on finishing it, the rest of it today.
That is crazy.
Yes, I am. I'm going to be part of Team JJK going forward. So give me like a couple days and I will officially
leave One Piece.
A member. Whoa. Not leaving One Piece, just adding because to the group.
Because you said JJK is better.
Okay. JJK is better at things. Overall, I still have One Piece higher, but JJK does have its things where it excels, and I don't want to compare the two necessarily, but let's compare the two.
Yeah, let's not compare, but let's draw direct comparisons 1-to-1.
Yeah. No comparison, but direct comparisons.
Yeah,
I think One Piece is, clearly way better world building, kind of stretching things out. I think how the sheer number of good characters in One Piece far outweighs JJK. I think JJK has a more tight cast, and maybe 1-to-1, the writing in regards to the characters may be better than One Piece characters, but it's so much, the ratio is so off in regards to characters per arc. And then something that's established early in JJK is that a lot of sorcerers die, and so we've seen a lot of sorcerers that we even come into contact in the story, they've already died. So I would say character wise, One Piece thrives because of the quantity. The quality is high as well, but JJK, because the quantity is low, the quality of the characters are a bit higher. So I think that's probably equal. The thing where JJK blows One Piece out of the water is probably fights,
Yeah, the fights. When people talk about JJK, fights. It's always about the fights,
Yeah, and so that's the thing, right? That's the thing where I think JJK is in a league of its own in regards to fights. And it handles curse techniques so well. The explanations sometimes can be super elaborate and sometimes feel unnecessary, but I come from a Hunter x Hunter background, so
you're used to that. You're used to that.
Oh yeah.
You're used to pages and pages of narration. Yeah.
Yes, I love the wall of text. Even though the Akari one was a bit much because it didn't really lead anywhere, and they ended up explaining it the next chapter. But
yeah, the Hikari one's rough. I remember when I got to the chapter where Hikari uses domain expansion, I was like, yo, I'm going to have to skip this page. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I need to just keep on reading through it.
There was a lot going. I tried to get it because I was streaming at the time. I was trying to make sense of what it was, but then I was like, all right, I get the concept, but I still don't understand the specifics of it. Like if you ask me, I'd be like, I don't really know. He's trying to hit the jackpot as much as possible. I mean, the ability he gets when he hits the jackpot is actually insane, right?
It just straight up doesn't die.
Becomes immortal for like 4 minutes, I think.
4 minutes and 11 seconds.
And then he also has, it's crazy because his slots, he has the ability to up his possible ability of hitting the jackpot. And so like his domain expansion is different than others because it's more affecting him than everybody else. And like you're affected eventually after, he hits the jackpot. But in the meantime, you're just there, right? You're
just there experiencing the whole cutscene going on.
It is a part of the show. And so I really did like Hikari. I think his aura was crazy.
So here's a good one. So there's kind of two camps I want to talk about here. The first camp I want to talk about is how much do you know about the future chapters of JJK? Because I don't want to spoil anything you haven't read, but you're a man that is online. You are in the community. Like, do you know who wins certain fights, or do you know what's in store for you in the future of JJK? Like where are you with that? Or do you avoid spoilers in general?
I try to avoid spoilers. I've muted JJK for a while, so I don't know much.
Okay.
There's one thing I do know.
What is it?
It was back then I knew that Gojo and Sukuna were gonna fight.
Okay.
Yeah, because everybody was talking about it in the timeline. Yeah, but after that I just muted it. I muted everything. So I'm pretty much good.
Okay.
I'm pretty much good on most things.
All right, I love that. I just want to know, just so I know like what not to bring up and what not to talk about. So yeah, everything beyond 222. Black flag.
Yeah, beyond 222, let's not.
Gotcha.
I don't want to talk about it, but anything before that, I'm game.
Yeah, before 222, we got the build up to Gojo versus Sukuna. We had a lot of fights in the Colon games. What was your favorite fight or standout fight so far? Like what did you enjoy the most?
I mean, the Yonko Yuta fight is insane, right?
I like how you made up your own term for that. The Yuta Yonko fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's starting to get some legs, you know, because it's like, oh shit, people are like, I didn't think about it that way. We're like, yeah, I really like that fight.
Panel.
I think that's the best fight in so far in the story. However, I gotta say, I gotta give my boy Reggie some love.
Oh, Reggie Star versus Megumi. That fight was surprisingly good. It was well thought out.
The thing is with that fight, and I can understand why people don't like that fight, but people don't understand just how many layers there are to that fight, where it is literally layered and figuratively layered, right? Where you talk about how it basically starts out with basic cursed energy. It gets to curse techniques. Then you get to domain expansions. You get to simple domains, and you use hollow wicker basket. Then you're literally using things beneath the actual floor. We use the pool,
gravity.
They're using gravity. They're using domains against each other. They're using curse techniques against each other. And then at the end of the day, you're playing a game of chicken to end it. It was a multi-layered fight that I think is gonna go underappreciated because Reggie is not, you know. He's not one of those characters that you really care about because he feels like a seat filler, but he ended up being really good. I know a lot of people I talked to about it. They were like, yo, I was upset because Reggie's going he's doing this well against Megumi, but Reggie was a thinker, man. He was a thinker. He was able to somewhat decipher Megumi's curse technique. And even I think Megumi is a genius for his domain expansion, using it in a gym where it's like, even though it wasn't complete, it feels complete because he's using the gym as kind of like a barrier or a containment. But Reggie even saw through that, basically figured out Megumi's weakness with the weight of anything in his domain affecting him. It just kept going on and on and on. But I really did enjoy that fight. I think that's the most underrated fight in all of JJK. Animated, I would say, without a doubt. You
think it's gonna be good, huh?
It's going to be insane. But so far, the fights that have been animated, I think without a doubt, the best fight in JJK is Choso versus Yuji. It's
a beautiful fight. They did great with the lighting in that. Yeah.
Masterpiece.
The bathroom scene with the water. Oh, man.
It is a master.
JJK does not sleep on the fights, man. They go all out.
Yeah, and they hit every time. I would say the worst fight so far in JJK is Yorozu versus Sukuna.
Oh, you didn't like that fight?
It was just I expected more. I guess she just got,
she got dog walked.
Dog walked. It was just like
Sukuna didn't even use cleave or dismantle. He just beat her with Megumi's 10 shadows. It's like, okay.
He just used the 10 shadows, even though he's insane at using them already. Like,
he was just learning. It was like a training match for him.
Bro, what blew me away was the size of Noe. When he first summoned.
Oh, that's so good. Like, Sukuna's summons are so crazy. Like, if Megumi just trained up, man.
She's the size of the building. And what I liked is how they talked about how Sukuna using 10 shadows, he kind of maintained. He barely maintained their shape to kind of increase their range of effect in regards to their attack. But then when he used the elephant and the deer, I think he kind of established them all the way. Whereas like that's the thing I like with JJK is like using. There's explanations for most things. Now, I did not like how Yuki went out.
Oh, okay. Yuki, dude, I
didn't like that at all.
A little bit of a fumble. I think Yuki should have lived and at least fought more. That was very disappointing.
To be fair. Because of her power, I think there's a way Gege can bring her back. Because
you think
she essentially can manipulate mass. She created a black hole, right? So in a way, she could be trapped in a... Because we never saw her domain expansion, so we don't know exactly what it is. We just saw her simple domain. He could justify it and say her domain expansion is basically another portal or something. And so she was just there using reverse curse technique, healing herself. And it could be like where mass could be reversed or something.
You're already theory crafting in JJK. That's crazy. Yeah, you fully converted, man. Holy crap.
Hey, man.
Hey, we haven't seen Todo in a while, so hey, that could be a thing. Maybe Todo and Yuki are together.
I'm just saying.
I like that.
I think it's a possibility she's still alive.
I think one thing I really appreciate about JJK is Megumi's ability. Because at first, I thought his ability was garbage tier. Like, just watching the anime season 1, I'm like, okay, cool. He has 12 shadows, whatever, or 10 shadows. And I was like, okay, all these guys kind of suck, right? He has frogs, he has rabbits, he has the deer, the elephant. Like, they're trash, man. Like, we can be real. It's all garbage. And then you see Sukuna use it, and you're like, whoa, okay. He's bringing out their capabilities. And then I remember Totality's a thing where if they die, their powers go on to the next dude, and it's like, okay, now we're getting busted. And then Mahoraga, like, come on. Yeah, this ability is insane.
Yeah, the 10 Shadows technique, I think, I didn't appreciate it at first. The first time I watched season 1, or I think season 2 I started to appreciate it, but I really started to appreciate when I reread and rewatched just how, I think how crafty Megumi is with them and how he manipulates the shadows and his Shikigami. I think I loved the end of the Reggie fight where like he's a thinker, right? And as soon as he forgot about, he thought that he couldn't use his dog anymore. It's like, boom, here comes the dog, right? And so it's just like, I appreciate Megumi. Again, Chimera Shadow Garden, I think, is insane.
Yeah.
Where you can even create clones, etc. It's like, it's completely broken, but I think what solidified it is when Gojo talked about, hey, back in the day, like
these abilities were 1-to-1, man.
These abilities, we both,
dude, that's crazy.
We fought to the death, and so
when
like
he said that, I didn't believe it.
That should have been a hint to me. Well, I think, when I was 100% converted is when he summoned Mahoraga, and it was just like, oh shit,
yeah.
But what's funny is that Sukuna's already subdued Mahoraga. Yeah,
just like instantly, pretty much.
Because he used Mahoraga to break out of the domain of Yorozu. But I think Megumi, he's definitely grown on me. I don't know if he's still in my top 5 characters. Just because Sukuna has just been making his way up. Yeah, so I think I still have it with 1 still Toji, 2 Yuta, 3 Sukuna, 4.
You even have the top 5 ready to go.
Yeah, 4 Choso and 5 Gojo. Yeah.
So I got a couple more questions for you, then I'll let you go. Yeah. But if there were season 3 of JJK, which more than likely there will be, what fight are you looking forward to the most? Or what scene? Okay. What scene?
I'm assuming season 3 gets to the reveal of Sukuna taking over Megumi.
Yes. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. That scene is going to be crazy, but I think... Okay, so I recently read this, but the scene with Maki and Yuji attacking Sukuna in Megumi's body, like that panel where it's like Yuji's coming up top, Maki's super low, Sukuna is super low. It's such an amazing panel. I want to see that animated. But more than anything, big Okotsu, I want to see Yuta versus the 4 Yonko. I want to see when he pulls up, uses his Mimicry, uses Rika. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. Or even before that, when Yuta pulls up and he's fighting against Yuji and fighting against, what's his name? The Zayn kid.
Naoya.
Naoya, yeah.
I love Naoya. He's a great character. I think Naoya's in my top 5.
Naoya is insane. Even when he came back, it was fucking crazy. But also Maki versus the Zayn clan, the Purge.
She pulled a little bit of an Itachi, huh?
A little bit. I think because I liked Maki how she was, I was a bit down that she turned into what she is now. Again, we haven't seen her outside of like a really serious situation. So,
you kind of miss like the goofy Maki.
Yeah.
They're not
right
goofy,
now
but like the calm and casual.
Where she had, it felt like she had a character. Now, not saying she doesn't have it anymore because we're still in the thick of it, but she was a lot more grounded in. She felt like more like a real character, like a real person. Now it's like, yo, do you need me?
Kind of like doom and gloom a little bit.
Yeah.
I see what you're talking about.
Super kind of edgy a little bit. Not saying that's what she is. That's just where she is right now because they're fighting. They're still, I guess Culling game is over. It's now, it's about to get to Gojo versus Sukuna. But I'm still waiting because I think Maki was my favorite female character.
Yeah.
Was best girl for me. But I understand she just lost her sister. It's a lot. She just lost her family. She just has questions about her mom and her mom's involvement because her mom technically cared about her. But
yeah, and we're still in the thick of it too. Like you said, like it's still the Culling games. Like we're still only like a month out from the start of it. It's like, there's just a lot going on for her.
But I do want to see Kashimo as well. Kashimo versus Hikari. That's going to be great. I think the anime owner is going to be completely confused when Hikari pulls out his domain expansion and starts talking about his domain.
I'm excited for the song.
His curse technique. It's going to be like, people are going to be like, wait, what the hell is going on? I wonder if they have more of the narrator in season 3 or just have, as opposed to just, because in season 1, there was no narrator because they pointed out certain things that a narrator was supposed to say that they had other characters say. But no, I think JJK, it is everything I wanted it to be and more. I can't even lie about that.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many good side characters here. Like even Higuruma is another great one.
Higuruma was great.
It's such a unique ability. That is one thing I really appreciate about JJK is all these abilities are so unique in a sense.
Kind of catered towards the person, and because of that, it creates insane domains, insane curse techniques. And Higuruma, I think, as a character was, I think what I would like for him to do, I'd like for him to join as a Jujutsu sorcerer and somewhat become the Nanami replacement.
I could see that.
Yeah, because he kind of gives me that vibe that, that guy that is, all about the job, kind of super by the book. I can see him being that, but I really did like Higuruma a lot. There were a lot of good characters in Culling Game. I think Culling Game so far, I think Shibuya is more hype, but I think Culling Game is just as hype. And I mean, Shibuya had Toji, so I don't know.
Shibuya had Toji, so it's it's already up there.
Yeah, it's tough, but I just like the introduction of this is how you kind of introduce the crossover between like sorcerers of the past and sorcerers of today without kind of shitting on either side, and you kind of have them interact. That's like everybody's wish, like, man, if Roger could fight Kaido or if Primebeard could fight Shanks, it's like they're giving you a taste of that, where you're bringing back sorcerers from the past that are competing against the sorcerers of today. And even telling you the differences from back then in regards to domains, where it's like, well, domains back then, they were more about sure hits as opposed to sure kills. So more people could use them, etc. As opposed to what they are today. They've kind of morphed into like, oh, we want a sure kill, so like less people have them. Just context like that is really great to see how different people fought back then.
Yeah, Gege gets really in depth with his explanations sometimes.
The most in depth I saw was when he's talking about Yuki and Yuki versus
Geto or
Kenjaku, and she's talking about mass and like the virtual mass and just like what it all meant, and then Sugurata, I believe, and like I was like, what the.
And then you had Tengen on the side trying to like cancel out the domain. He's trying to help out.
It was a lot. But it's fire though. It's fire.
It's so fire, bro.
I'm locked in, man. I'm locked in.
Hell yeah. The one thing I wish, Culling Games, please bring back Toto. I know he doesn't have hands. I know he can't use his curse technique anymore, but god damn it. I really hope your theory is true that Yuki's still alive, and if she's alive, throw in Toto. Please come back. Come back.
I think Toto will be fine. Yes, he can't use his curse technique anymore, but he'll find another way to do it, because I think for curse techniques, or JJK in general, what I like is some of the checks and balance, and you can call it a vow, where like if the more kind of stringent it is, the more you can get out of it. Like even for Kenjaku, some of the restrictions he placed on himself in regards to the Culling Game, where he wasn't even the game master, then he kind of yielded him more control and benefit of the Culling Game. So it's kind of like with Toto, with him not having his hand to use his curse technique. With that restriction, it could actually make it stronger, where maybe he doesn't have to clap anymore, right? But it does have cool. maybe does have a limited range now, something like that. But I think Toto, depending on how long JJK goes, he's going to get his curse technique back. It's too good. Boogie Woogie is too good. You can't give it to Boogie Woogie. Can't get rid of Boogie Woogie. No way.
One thing I gotta say to end this off is I'm really sad that Ishigori died. The guy that Yuta fought, the one with the the cannon haircut.
Oh
man, I was heartbroken, bro. I was hoping he would come back on our side or something.
So, Ishigori is kind of. It was almost like disappointing because of how much Yuta struggled against Ishigori. Then here comes Sukuna and damn near one shots Ishigori. But I did he did remind me a bit of Kaido, where he was just searching for something to fill his appetite, you know?
Yeah. And when he just wanted that full course meal.
Yeah, he wanted a meal, you know? There's a part of me that was craving a bit more to understand why he was the way he was, but it did give you bits and pieces. However, I did like him. I did like Ryu. He was dope. He was holding his own against Yuta, you know what I'm saying? And he had the most the curse technique that had the most curse energy. Some crazy shit about his technique that he could just fire off cursed energy that was like a curse technique.
Yeah. So, I love the way the Culling Games is set up. Because like you said, it's like fan fiction to a point where it's like, oh, we have the strongest sorcerer from 200 years ago, the strongest sorcerer from that era, and they're all coming together. Like, so
it was great.
These guys are all like monsters in their own little series or microcosms. And now they're all coming together.
Talk about Kashimo and how strong Kashimo was back then.
Dude, you know, I hate to bring
kind of the guy.
One Piece into this, but I really wish we got something out of One Piece that's like the Culling Games, where I don't know, we fight the strongest giant in Elbaf history, or you know, something like that. Oh, the strongest 3-armed human. They're coming out.
Elbaf would be the closest thing for it because they live for so long. You know what I mean? So that'd be the closest thing. I don't know. Like I said, the execution of the Culling Game was great because it's kind of like the final war in Naruto, but I think it was better explained as opposed to just like reanimation jutsu.
Yeah.
So I did appreciate that, where it felt like that, because that's always playing on the fan fiction, right, that we talk about, where like, whoa, I would like to see Madara versus the Kage of today, you know, and that's kind of, I don't know if One Piece has something like that in them other than them creating Seraphim based on old dead people, you know, in the world government. That's like that's a trump card that they have. They're just waiting to pull. Like, here comes Roger, here comes Ace, here comes these guys that they created using the DNA. But
they could just create like brand new pirates that we've never even heard about too. Like, oh, like 400 years ago, there was this guy who was close to becoming Pirate King.
Yeah, they could.
Like, they could just they could do stuff like that. Nobody would bat an eye.
They have that ability, but yeah, they don't care about Vegapunk anymore. So it's like,
yeah, Vegapunk's gone.
It is. Yeah, Vegapunk's
dude's
gone.
like cooked, man.
Yeah.
One thing about Naruto that kind of upsets me now that you bring it up is that Naruto, in a way, it was only about the Hidden Leaf Village. Like, when it came to that final war, like, half the people they reanimated were just Hidden Leaf Village enemies. It's like, dude, there's like a bunch of other villages out there, man. Like, yeah, we got like the 7 swordsmen, we got like 1 or 2 Kage here or there, but it's like, I wish they just created more ninja that we didn't know about. Like, I think the best one that they brought in was possibly the 2 people who chewed on the Ninetales insides from the Cloud Village. It's like, these guys were legends. And it's like, oh, dude, that would be so cool if every village had their own legend or like multiple legends like this. But when they bring back people, it's like, it's like the only village out there.
Yeah, that's how they make it seem. I mean, during the final war, it kind of feels like the story's about, it's a Hidden Leaf story, you know?
And
so it kind of just super focused on those and the characters from the Hidden Leaf. But Final War overall, I enjoyed it. There's certain things I didn't like, but I did like that aspect of giving us some of the fights or some of the interactions that we've always wanted. And so
for sure.
That's something that's sort of Culling Game. It wasn't as many interactions that you would like, I guess, but I think the fact that you brought back these sorcerers to fight against these common sorcerers are great. And it's just the twist at the end with Sukuna just taking over Megumi's body. It's just like, oh my freaking goddess.
Yeah, just out of nowhere too. He just he said chain, and that was it. It was done.
Listen, somebody pointed out, like, in chapter 1, the first color story, the first color image of the first chapter, it had the frog that Megumi had. It had Sukuna's markings on it. So it's just.
Yeah, it was done from the start, man.
This is always the plan. He
knew what he was doing, which I really appreciate from JJK. Like the guy, I don't know if you saw his Jump Festa message for 2023, but he literally said, yo, like, I'm not going to be here next year. Like, the series is going to end in 2024.
Oh, damn, he said that?
Yeah. Because, so the previous year, he said that he thinks JJK will end next year. It didn't happen. So this year, he said, yeah, like, it's definitely going to end in 2024. I'm not going to be at the next Jump Festa.
That sucks. That sucks really
yeah.
bad for me.
So we have only about 10 months left with JJK, and then it's done, man.
Yeah, that really sucks.
It's really sad.
I hope he's just like chatting.
Yeah, you hope he's pulling like an Oda, like there's more to it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hey,
because that would suck. That would suck really bad.
Hey, you got 25 chapters to enjoy later today. I hope you like them, man. You got some good stuff coming in. Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's gonna be spectacular.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up later. There's just there's one fight in particular. I'm really curious to see how you take it. I'm not gonna say who fights, but let's just say there's a fight that comes up that is very divisive. You either love it or hate it. And I feel like with you having so much being in the anime community and like, you know, having such an expansive repertoire, I feel like you'd appreciate the fight.
I can't wait.
And you'll probably know what I'm talking about when you get there, because you're probably gonna be like, what the hell's going on? But after a chapter, you'll be like, okay, I got it.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
I can't tell you how excited I am to read this shit, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, dude. But hey, thank you again for showing up, stopping by, and chatting about JJK a little bit. We had you on a One Piece video. Now we have JJK, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you've converted. I'm glad you left One Piece behind.
Technically.
Yeah, I'm glad you left the One Piece community.
Technically my first JJK video, so you know.
I saw you on the Japanese news, and I was like, yo, like Brago's cooked. He's gotta leave One Piece, man. They had his logo up there.
I gotta get out right away, man. I gotta get out right away. I can't risk it anymore, man. They caught the BDA Discord on there in 4K. The police are showing up. They got me, bro. I had to get out of there ASAP.
Yeah, sorry you had to move from Japan.
Oh, good. That's how it goes sometimes, you know. I made it, though. Yeah,
you made it. All right, hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again, Braga, for showing up.
Absolutely.
As always, he's going to be linked down below. I'm sure you guys already know who he is. But, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Yes, sir.